Good morning, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Today I wanted to do another update on the Ampex VR-7500. As I spoke in my past or latest video, we're going to have to replace all these motor run caps. I don't know if you can see these. They're dangling on these wires because I got them removed from the little bracket that mounts to the side. That's not how they normally are. Somebody made a comment that worries them. You don't need to be worried about that. They got mounting brackets that mount these capacitors, okay? But anyways, I got them removed because I had to get the value. Again, guys, when you have a service manual, here's a perfect example. These capacitor values, it shows that in a service manual, it's 5 microfarads for all 3 of these. Well, these 2 capacitors are 3 microfarads, and only this one is 5 microfarads. See what I'm saying? Can't always go by what you're looking at. The service manual says 5 all the way around. This thing says 3, 3, and 5. So it shows you that a 3 microfarad capacitor will do the same job as the service manual says. So the service manual says use 5. They got 2 3s here and 1 5, so you could actually use 3s instead of 5s. I guess the tolerances are just right to be able to go back and forth to either one of them. Say you can't find a 5, you can easily find a 3, just buy 2 3s. Well, anyways, we purchased 2 3 microfarads and 1 5 microfarad. So when I change out these motor run caps, it's going to be the same configuration that's here. I just like to match what's already in the unit. Also, I've been looking at various different things. It doesn't look like we're going to have too much of a problem getting this thing restored. Everything's looking pretty good. Like I said, the belts are all in place. Everything's in place right now. The final countdown to this machine is going to be getting the motor caps in, putting the power supply back in. That was another thing. Another reason, if you got a motor cap on this main video scanner, if that motor cap is bad, it will start backing up and you'll start heating up into your power supply, where one of your components on your power supply will start getting really hot. That's because there's no current. It's not allowing the current to spin this motor and freely circulate, okay? So if this cap is bad and the motor ain't spinning, it will back up in your power supply and you'll burn it up. That's another thing I'm trying to avoid. So when I had this off and I put the new belts in, I checked this cap. This one here is way off the charts. So that usually means if it's that high out of value, it usually means that the capacitor is bad. So I'm not going to risk turning it on with this old one. We're going to change them out all to new capacitors. Also, guys, as you can see, I got all those other cards in. And I'm going to leave it out of its case because I might have to be making some trimmer adjustments. I could take 2 screws off the side panel and adjust the color card with no problem because the adjustments are right behind this little panel right here. I'm going to keep, when I start to use the machine to set the adjustments, I'm going to have it all open on the table so I can make the adjustments to all the boards. Usually it's a real pain in the ass when you got them sitting in the case, already in the case, and you can't get the stuff. But this is going to be adjusted and tweaked before I put it back in the case when I'm done. But another thing I noticed, folks, is when you're dealing with this type of equipment, make sure these plugs are plugged really tight, because I noticed a lot of these plugs weren't very tight and somebody must have unplugged them at some point or something. So you want to make sure those are all plugged in tight again. And you also, like I said, double check everything. As far as these orange drop caps, these usually last forever. I mean, I don't ever really experience a problem with those ever. So I'm not really worried about the orange drop caps. You know, those are pretty sturdy electronics compared to the old paper wax capacitors. So I'm pretty sure we're good on all that. But these motor run caps, they do go bad. I just wasn't expecting it on this unit, but yeah, they're bad. So we're gonna change them out. And but we're making progress. This is the hardest machine in the world you will ever work on. It's an Ampex VR-7500. Lots of work. You need lots of belts. You need parts. You need all kinds of crap to get this machine to work. But I think it's going to pay off for this videotape collection I'm working on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.